Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron channel, Massive Iron Live. It is what is it? Friday, Black Friday, and we're on November 25th. So I'm a little bit confused. It looks like YouTube is taking a while to notify everybody. So we'll see what happens. YouTube looks like it's off to a flying start on this Black Friday. What are you doing over there, buddy boy? Come here. Come here. You want to make a visit, buddy boy? It looks like YouTube is off to a flying start with 4 people notified. So, oh yeah, clean that ear. All right. So, I appreciate you guys joining me. A few things before we get started. Thank you, buddy boy. A few things before we get started. I'm here every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I was off last week, one of the rare times each year where I wasn't doing Massive Iron Live. My wife had a competition in Florida, and I had a workcation, if that's what you want to call it. I drove down and worked while I wouldn't really call it a vacation. I sat in an Airbnb and worked all day long while she did her competition stuff. So post up your questions. Any questions are welcome. Diet, train, nutrition, supplementation, off topic, whatever it happens to be. Post up your questions. The more the better. If you're new here, don't be shy about interacting. I'm here to help, and I would love to answer your questions. And if your question doesn't go through, it's not me ignoring you. It's YouTube. YouTube can be really funny at times about questions. So if your question doesn't go through, excuse me, hit me up on either try rephrasing it, shortening the question, using different words. You can head over to Instagram app and the barman, slide into my DM, and I answer all questions over on the Instagram. So how's everybody going? We got a big day right now. Obviously, it's Black Friday, and I'm going to get into some of the Black Friday deals I have for you guys. I'm not going to beat you over the head with a commercial, so we'll kind of slide those in, gently as to not offend and drive everybody away. We'll keep the focus on content. Big day for those of you that follow soccer in the World Cup. USA is taking on England. That should happen in about 3 hours. So real curious to see how that goes. I think somebody on Team Massive said the odds were 25-1 in favor of England. So that's pretty steep odds, in my opinion, for a soccer match, especially when the scores are a little bit lower. But what the heck do I know? I'm no expert. So if you tune in, this is Buddy Boy. This is Buddy Boy, and he's liking all the attention. As as always, guys, if you post up a question before live starts, you get a chance to win a free T-shirt or hoodie. And let me just drop that away. So that's it. Yeah, I do that every week, and so on and so forth. Before we get started, I'm going to dive into a few things. I want to cover a few things really, really quickly, and then we'll get on with the questions. Again, if you're new here, please post up your questions. All right, I'm going to share my screen here a moment, so hold on one second. Okay, so I want to quickly cover the black. Hold on. I want to quickly cover the Black Friday deals, and just to let you guys know if you're interested, then we'll dive into the comments. Sorry about that. All right, let's try this again. All right, so I'll just make this quick, and I'm not going to go on and on about it, but you can check out the link. You can check out the link down below in the comments section, or head over to my Instagram, and there's a link. I got some Black Friday deals, basically deals this weekend. If you join Team Massive, and the link is in my bio on Instagram, or again the link down below. But I think you have to go through the link in Instagram. You get my new book for free if you sign up for Team Massive this weekend. Also, I have my new book, Massive Collection, on sale now. It sold a lot this weekend. It is 354 pages. It is 354 pages, nearly every workout I had. This thing is just jam-packed full of content, tons of bench programs, all kinds of good stuff. I have coaching specials. This goes for existing clients as well as new clients. So if existing clients want to extend, it's 8 months for $480. Basically, you get 2 months for free. If you want to do the 17 months, basically it's $800 for a year, plus you get 5 free months. So that's a huge deal. Custom workouts. This is a big one. If you want a custom workout, this is the weekend to get them. They're only $49.99 this weekend. I've had more than a few people take advantage of that. If you want my whey protein, I'm not in this game to, be a supplement company, but I've knocked it basically down to my cost of $33.99. Not trying to make money on it. I have chocolate and salty caramel if you want to check that out. And I have Massive Iron t-shirts on sale and some other crap. My books and flags, et cetera, are on sale. So you can head over to Instagram and you can see this little link tree. You can head over there and click there, or you can check out the link down below. All right, let's get into things, guys. Let's get into things. Sorry about the commercial. Paul, happy Black Friday. Go Team USA. Going to be a good match. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we'll find out soon enough. Timothy, about to start a research attachment that sees me working from 8 to 6, Monday through Friday. Also recently started one of my 3-day splits from the Massive Iron Rep Goal book. And I think we got more to dive in here. Before we do so, I'm a dad. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Timothy's continuing on. I find that I really don't have the time during the weekdays to complete the workouts as they are. So I'm thinking of having the back and shoulders and chest and arms. Whatever works for you. The biggest thing is to maintain a degree of consistency. You want to maintain consistency. And even if that means pulling back on the volume a little bit during the week, that's absolutely fine. So there's no issue doing that during periods of your life where you're super busy. And doing them during the weekday followed by legs on Saturday. That's fine. Just do what you need to do as long as, it gets you through the week. Not looking at the program, not looking at the specifics, it's hard for me to comment more than that, but it'll be fine, Timothy. Just use your best judgment. It's okay to chop down volume a little bit. What I typically recommend for clients when they're busy is to drop a set off of each workout or each exercise if they need to. And on like the isolation stuff, drop it down to one set if you need to. But just modify it. Modifying it is much better than not lifting at all. So just keep that in mind. And happy belated Thanksgiving. Thank you. I appreciate it. Recently got my next level shirt in the mail. That's great. Make sure you tag me on that if you can, unless it's an inconvenience or super shy. Paul X, client of mine, what is a good rule of thumb to know when you hold back because you're feeling you might injure yourself? It's really hard to say. Usually if I'm in the gym and anything feels off, like I'm benching and something doesn't feel right in my pecs, I'm super paranoid. So I will pull back. So, it's like what degree when you're warming up, what degree, what degree does it feel off? Is it kind of making you paranoid? Then that's kind of my rule. If it makes me a little bit paranoid, I pull back. I never push things. We have to be really, really careful. When there's a fine line between being a pussy and, doing the work, and looking for excuses, but we aren't being a pussy. We aren't copping out if there's a degree of paranoia, if something doesn't feel right. So you have to use your best judgment. Sometimes I feel tight and I do extra warm-up sets. That's fine. Sometimes, but for me, like when I feel something just off in the area. Usually it's with hamstrings or chest. Those are kind of the big two areas that work me over a little bit, but you have to use your best judgment. And if it instills some degree of paranoia, for you, then it's probably a good idea to pull back a little bit. Eric, the beard of redness. Happy Friday. Thank you, Eric. Thanks for joining in. Guys, I want to show you something before we continue, okay? And this is really important. We have Team Massive, which many of you guys know because I beat the drum to death. I'm going to set you down, buddy boy. There you go. All right, get over there. So I'm going to show you something. All right. I got a new website. Well, I've had this website for a while, but I really want to encourage you guys to join Team Massive because we're expanding. I've been expanding Team Massive, and I've been putting a lot of work into the background. There we go. I think I can share it. So this is Team Massive, and the website address is, I'll share that on the screen with you guys. Let's see. Can we present it? I want you guys to go over there and check it out, okay? Team Massive right now is $99 to get in for a lifetime, but I'm changing it because we're adding a ton of features. And I'm adding daily group check-ins. You get form checks over there. Every 2 weeks, we're going to fire a new workout. So 1 week, it might be a back specialization. 2 weeks from now, it might be a full body. We're not doing program hopping or encouraging program hopping, but we're going to fire up a new workout every couple of weeks for those of you that want to get in and try something new where this kind of works for you. And there are some plans at the bottom here to join Team Massive, if I can find myself. And basically, it's $9.99 a month. So we're moving to $9.99 a month. And look, you get a lot of value for this. All my articles are over there, all my workouts for free. You get form checks. You're going to have group check-ins. I'm going to do everything I can to make this a monster. So you can see it's going to be $9.99 a month, or you can pay yearly. The yearly price is basically what Team Massive is right now, $99. And then a one-time fee, of a lifetime. So nope, you can't come up. My dog's having a fit and wants to come up. You got to relax. So check that out. I'd love to have you guys join me. Team Massive is, for those of you guys that are, not on Team Massive, I don't think it's hard to explain the value of what Team Massive is and what it brings. But we have a really good group. If you're just tired of Facebook and you want a good lifting group, there are tons of micropayments out there that are fighting for your dollars. I get that. But, I think this is a reasonable cost. You get kind of group coaching. You get a real positive environment. We're going to have daily check-ins. We have the Discord group as well. You got to go away, buddy. You can't come up. He's about ready to jump on me. So please check it out. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'm a dad. What's your superpower? Thanks again for all the Black Friday deals. You're welcome. Thank you. You don't seem to make much. I don't. So thank you. I do not. And honestly, I'm not just, being silly here. I don't really like t-shirts and whey. I'm not a t-shirt company. I'm not a whey company. It's an honor if you guys want to support me. This is about a community. This is about, for me, 2023 and moving forward, it's going to be about getting back to community. It really is. I want to build a community. I want to build friends and people and guys that want to, get that want to work together, be part of something, achieve their goals, weed through all the chaos and madness. And that's really what it's about for me. And that's really what Team Massive is about is, I'm not an influencer, right? I had Muscle and Brawn, my forum, a long time ago, and I no longer own that website, so don't go over there and don't support it. But it was always about team, and that's what's most important for me is helping you guys but creating a team environment. And look, during the pandemic, Facebook was like a life sucker for most of us. And if you guys want to get off Facebook and you want to be part of a positive community that's troll free, check out Team Massive. The other stuff, t-shirts and whey protein and all that kind of stuff. I'm not trying to make money off it. If anybody doesn't get their stuff, I usually reship it. No questions asked. It's an honor to have you guys want to support me and buy things like flags right there, and the creatine and the whey protein and the coffee mugs and things like that. Just stuff like that. So I don't mark it up much. Basically, I just mark it up a couple bucks to cover any reships that I have to do. So just check out the team, check out the deals. I'm not going to get rich from you buying whey protein. It's a good whey protein powder. And if you guys want to, it really is. It's only 110 calories. It tastes is great. Salty caramel is awesome. As is chocolate, so I just appreciate your guys' support. What I do for a living is coaching, and I really want, if you guys are headed into the new year and you want to get some bang for your buck, either join Team Massive or join coaching. I got some coaching, slots open right now. I have about 2 or 3 open, and I had, those are going to go fast this weekend, but, join in. The base level isn't that expensive, and I'm with you every single day. I'm always trying to improve my coaching, and do more. So if you guys want, if you're serious about results, just consider working with me on coaching. I'd love to help you. This is what I do for a living. I'm not going to be shy. Each and every one of you that, hires me as a coach, I take seriously, and I sincerely appreciate it. That's where I make my living on. Eric, is there a good way to add something like push-ups, pull-ups, bodyweight squats to a morning routine? Yeah, I mean, there's a program I have on my website, and I believe it's called the 10-100, where for 100 days you're doing like a improved eating plan. You are doing calisthenics and stuff like that, body weight stuff. I would always do that in the morning or do that in the evening. So if your weights are in the morning, I'd do it in the evening or after your weights. If you're lifting in the evening, I'd go in and do that stuff in the morning. The only thing I'd say is if you have back training later in the day, I wouldn't do pull-ups in the morning. If you have chest training later in the day, I wouldn't do push-ups early in the morning. If you have body weight squats or legs later in the day, I wouldn't really do body weight squats early in the morning. But other than that, I think you're fine. Even then, I think you could do it and adapt. I really do. Something like what we call dailies. Some daily body weight, some daily calisthenics. I have no issues with that. I was being a little bit paranoid telling you if you're going to work chest later in the day, not to do push-ups, but I think you're going to be fine. Just allow your body some time to adapt. If you do them in the morning and then do your bench work, later in the day, just understand that, there might be some adaptation period and you might have to make some adjustments, but I like the idea. I wouldn't overdo the body weight and calisthenic stuff in the morning, maybe 20 minutes of a very focused routine. But I think it's a great idea. How do you structure warm-up sets? At what point in a single workout do you not need to warm up? I think, let me check something here. Okay. I've done so many videos on warm-up sets that a video, I'm not trying to push your question off on a video at all, but I want to see if I can refer you. So let me share the screen. Okay. And we'll get into this a little bit more deeply. So just hold on. All right. So this is the main page. If you go over to my YouTube channel on the main page, you go over to this search button, and I'm just going to search warm up. How to warm up when testing your 1 rep max. How to warm up for squats, bench, and dead. That's a good one. How to warm up for squats, bench, and deads. Warming up before a 3x5, and how to properly. I've been doing this stuff for so long. There's a ton of videos, so I would search that just as a basic reference. But here's the thing: the big lifts, you need a warm up. Okay, so the first lift of the day. Let's say you're doing squats, 225 is your first working set. You need to do bar 1 to 2 by 10, maybe 135 by 6 to 7 to 8, maybe 165 by 3, 4, 5, maybe 195 by 2, and then your warm up. So you kind of want to jump about 10% increments, but nothing tighter than that. So if your first working set is like 225, maybe jump in 25-pound increments, 135, 160, 185, something like that ish. It can be a little bit higher, like 12.5% increments, but you want to reduce the number of reps you're doing per warm-up set as you get closer, because we're trying to warm up our central nervous system. We're not trying to fatigue ourselves with volume. So let's talk about like a 400-pound deadlift. Let's say your first working set on deadlifts is with 400 pounds. Bar by 10, 135 by 6. I don't like to overwork the deadlift reps. 225 by 3, 275 by 2, 315 by 1 to 2, maybe 355 by 1 to 2, and then have at it. So you kind of want to ramp up and ramp down in reps. Once you're done with that first set or that first exercise, what I typically do is I do a feeler warm-up set for the next exercise, just to feel, hey, is everything feeling good? Like, let's say I let off with bench, right? So obviously my chest is warmed up, but I'm going to move on to dumbbell bench now. And even though my chest is warmed up and I just did a barbell bench, I want to make sure everything feels good on the dumbbell bench, because it's a different type of variation. It's slightly different. So I used to, and back in the day, I'd be doing 150 pounds with my working sets on dumbbell bench. So I didn't like to jump into that. So I do 50s for like 6s, 100s for like 3 or 4s, just get the feel, make sure nothing feels off or really weird. And then I jump into my workout set. So I like a feeler set, not of a lot of reps, but just to feel the exercise. Everything feel good on the exercise, good. Okay, let's go. Does that make sense? All right, Timothy. Face got split open by a teammate. I'm not laughing at you, man. That just sucks. By a teammate's elbow yesterday during basketball. I got quite a few stitches. Any pointers? Not really. It's on your face, so you should be okay. Just kind of not like, you know what I'm saying? Just be real aware of that, and I think you'll be fine. If any exercises kind of make you do extreme facial aerobics, where your face are sized, jaws are sized, where you're really moving your face, I would just kind of maybe chill on that. We don't want to aggravate that. But it should be okay. Doc put me off physical exertion for a minimum of a week. You know what? I've had stitches many times. I go in and do what I can do. It's going to heal. And even if it doesn't, I don't know. It's your face. So you don't want to, you don't want to get uglier than you are now, right? You don't want things to heal all crooked, but you should be fine. Just use your best judgment. Doc says concerns of the blood pressure increasing in my head. I'm not your doctor and I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not afraid of a little bleeding, right? I want to get into the gym. I want to lift. Use your best judgment. I don't know where it is. Certain areas bleed more than others. So just kind of use your best judgment. Don't take my advice over your doctor's. But also, if you feel okay, just use your best judgment. A doctor's always going to land you on the side of a little bit of paranoia. Big Stein, how's it going, Stein? Thank you for tuning in as always. In one of your programs, you list reverse grip pull downs as a bicep. That's true. You can do them either way. So, any tips on making sure it's focused on the biceps? Absolutely. So, a reverse grip lat pull down is one of my favorite stealth bicep exercises. Now, you can use it to work your back. If you are doing a reverse grip lat pull down and you're moving it with your elbows like this, just sit there where you're at right now. Move your elbows down. You can feel your lats, right? We're moving our elbows down. We can feel our lats, okay? Now, try to move it down differently by curling it, using your biceps to pull it down, right? You can completely change the feel of that exercise by changing it from moving the elbow down to moving your bicep down. Does that make sense? We got an invasion. All the dogs are here. My wife's here. She's off to do some photo shoot.
Yes.
There's Bubba McSausages, and where's Snoopy Boy? There's my wife.
Oh, I'm cold. It's freezing.
She's been cold for 5 years in America. You want to come say hi? It's freezing outside, and look what she's wearing, and she's cold.
Oh,
I'm cold just looking at you. I'm in a hoodie,
and
you got some don't lean over on
like
camera now. You don't want stuff falling out.
That's quite decent.
Yeah. So
that's a swishy thing.
This is my wife. What are you doing today?
I did some bridesmaids dresses, and now I gotta go get ready to go to my photo shoot.
So we got a big announcement. You want to tell them what you're going to be doing, Coach?
In April. Thinking.
No, she's going to do it. There ain't no thinking in her world.
Thinking about doing a bikini competition.
Yeah, like getting up on stage, like at a bodybuilding contest. They have figure and they have, all that kind of good stuff and bikini. And she met with a coach this week, and I think she's going to do it.
Well, I have to now.
If we can only get her to stop eating chocolate and ice cream for breakfast.
That was yesterday because I was allowed.
You know what? I got out of here's some true story. I got out of bed yesterday, and and the first thing I did after going to the bathroom was I brought her. She was laying on the couch because she sleeps on the couch sometimes because I snore. Apparently, I snore too loud. And I brought her ice cream. So she had breakfast in bed, and it was ice cream.
Well, the boys that come with me watch all the Christmas cartoons.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you get back to your fun.
Come on.
Bubba, where's Snoopy Boy?
Hi. Snoop, what are you doing?
All right, let's get back to the fun.
Here he is.
Snoopy, come here, Snoops. Snoops, my boy. Come here, Snoops. Where you at? Oh, come on up, Snoops. Oh, here's my big boy. This is Snoopy. Snoopy's Snoopy's my boy. Snoopy's a monster. He's super strong. Okay, Snoopy Doo, we're good. This is Snoopy Doo. He's super strong, super athletic, and he's a big boy. And my other boy is getting really jealous. Buddy boy. All right, let's get back to the fun. Thoughts on plate-loaded machine RDL? Yeah, if it works, man. I mean, the key on an RDL is probably one of the most misunderstood and misapplied exercises. When you do an RDL, you lower the weight, or you try to lower the weight down your legs by moving your butt back. And you got to control that descent and kind of load your hamstrings like a spring. If you execute that properly, you can use a plate-loaded RDL. Absolutely. So actually, one of the things I want to talk about next week in a video, I want to make a video about how to unbleep your RDL, because it's a difficult exercise for people to understand. They kind of do it like a stiff leg deadlift, and that's just not the way it works. So, all right, Woodulus, greetings from Scotland. Woodulus, are you going to be rooting for England or USA today? I want to know. Let me know who you guys. Hey, if you guys want to drop your score prediction, for those of you that care, drop your score prediction in the comments. Let me know what you think, and I'll be curious to see what everybody has to say. Rico, good afternoon. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We did. We went pretty low key. We didn't make a lot of food. We didn't want to abuse our food budget and get a bunch of food we didn't eat. So we had mashed potatoes, we had corn on the cob, we had Brussels sprouts with bacon, and we had ham. And that's it, really. We bought gravy, but we forgot we had it, so we didn't use it. And what did we do? What movies did we watch? We watched Nocebo, which was kind of a horror-ish movie. It was all right. It was entertaining. And I started watching Black Adam. We started that movie and stopped it probably about 3 or 4 times. It's not bad, but I would say about halfway through, it's just constant fight, fight, fight. I felt like I've seen it 1,000 times before. It wasn't bad. It just was, I don't know. It just was like fight, 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 punch, punch, punch. I'm a little bit over it, and I don't really care. So that's kind of how I felt. Amanda P. woke up terrible low back pain yesterday, but it feels mostly better today. You can work out with lower back pain, but I would really squats, deadlifts, RDLs, dumbbell rows, barbell rows. I would watch those, and I would probably maybe only do warm-ups on those, but be real careful. I mean, if you had terrible low back pain, something was a little bit under the weather, and I would just give it maybe just a week to relax. Richard from Scotland, thanks for the Black Friday deals. You're welcome. Thank you. Assassin from Team Massive. Hey, everyone, it's your favorite assassin. Team Massive piling into the comments. Steel Rat goes to gym. What's up? Been a while. Hope all is good. All is well. I've been thinking about refocusing my training a little bit more, and being a little bit more, I don't know, transparent. Like what am I lifting? What are my workouts looking like? What do my meals look like? Just so I can share that with you guys, just as conversation points. It's not that what I'm doing is, super impressive. It's certainly not. I'm just eating food and lifting weights. But I think, in my position, I think it's beneficial for a lot of folks, just as a talking point, as a reference point. What am I eating? How do I train? What does that mean for you? So I think I'm going to start becoming a little bit more transparent on my Insta stories with that. Harut, how's it going, Harut? Soy sauce banana. I cannot keep hips from lifting first on deadlifts. Is this due to weakness? No, it's mostly due to discipline. You cannot let the hips move. You can't let them move as you're lifting up. If they're lifting up, you're trying to yank. You got to be disciplined. Some of this can be due with your starting position, like if your shoulders are too far in front of the bar or your shoulders are over the bar, behind the bar. But you got to go light and you got to start working on it. A lot of this is discipline, like a martial art. You can't let those hips move, because if you let them come up and then start to pull, if your hips are rising faster than the bar on a deadlift, like your hips come up and then your shoulders come up, you're in a bad leverage position. But if you hold those hips tight and the shoulders start to come up and you're driving up, then the hips are going to come up naturally. You're going to maintain a good leverage position and the lift's going to accelerate. One is gone forever, eggs or cheese. This is a tough one, and you guys can let me know what you think. But like for me, cheese is like, like a little bit at the end. I put on a little bit of cheesy wheezy on my meals, just a touch of cheese. I'll show you guys. Okay, you'll see. I'll show you. I'll show you something very, very, very You might not have noticed from it's my Thanksgiving meal. Who cares, right? But if you look close at the potatoes, there's a little bit of cheese. You look close at the Brussels sprouts, a little bit of cheese. I usually throw a little bit of cheese on every meal, just like that, for a little bit of calcium, a little bit of bonus nutrition. Not a lot. You'd be like, what kind of calcium are you getting from that? Right. But I guess if eggs, I eat a lot more eggs than I do cheese. So, man, I love cheese. But if I'm in this for the long run, I'm definitely eggs would be my first one. A dog, that's it. Buddy Boy is super sweet. Buddy Boy is a great, great dog, and so is Snoop Dogg. Gamer Christina, if I progress my weightlifting, I develop a bruise on the trained muscle. If I maintain my weightlifting, I never bruise. Are you talking about a physical bruise? That's very unusual. And I'm not being dismissive, but I've never heard of a physical bruise. I'd like to learn more about it, where the bruising is taking place on the surface of your skin. Do you have a picture that you could show? You can hit Instagram, slide on my Instagram at Ben the Barman. Where is the bruise? Is it on your biceps, your triceps? Are you getting a bruise on your quads? Never heard of this before. Not sure if you're bumping something in the gym. Not saying that that's necessarily the case, but just very curious. Erector, this guy's knowledge is gold. Thank you kindly. I appreciate that. Steel Rat, what do you think of intermediate lifters who start helping their newbie friends? It depends. Here's what I'll say. Know what you don't know. Okay? Know what you don't know. Don't be like, when I am teaching, I know what I don't know. I don't know, a lot about mobility work. So I don't spend like, if somebody asks me a question about mobility work, I'm not going to pretend like I know what's going on, because I don't. I don't have a clue when it comes to mobility work. Okay. So I know what I don't know. My best advice for any of you when it comes to helping other people is know what you don't know. Always, if you don't know, guide them with something that's reasonable. Like, if you're not certain about programming, don't make your own program. You point them in the direction of a program that is reputable, that is reasonable. Point them to resources. If you do know certain things about deadlift form or lift form, then pass it along by all means. Pass along what you know to be the truth, but don't try to be a god and try to teach them on things you're not comfortable teaching, right? Don't wind them into a hole that you really can't get them out of, because you don't necessarily know. All right, guys, it's 40 minutes in. I'm going to pick the winner for the t-shirt or hoodie. I forgot to do that. Post up your questions. The more questions, the better. I will stay on as long as you have questions. And, post them up. Post them up now. We got a ton of questions in the queue, but I'll get to everything. So please post up your questions. Let's find. I'm going to give Timothy Lynn a free t-shirt or hoodie, not only for your questions this morning, but also for getting bopped in the face. You can email me, benthebarman@gmail.com, benthebarman@gmail.com, or slide into my Instagram DM, benthebarman, and let me know your name, address, phone, email, shirt size, and I will hook you up. All right, where are we at? About incline bench, do you think the angle matters? I wouldn't go. I do think it matters. I wouldn't go aggressive. I would go probably about 15. So you want to do your regular bench, and then you want to do just a slight incline. And then for your overheads, you want to do, maybe about a 70 to 75% incline. Big Josh, Megaroids. I noticed I get injured if I drink once. I noticed I get injured a lot if I drink once a week. I got hung up on the drink, even if it's before 2 days off. Does drinking affect connective tissue health? Josh, are you talking alcohol? Are you talking alcohol here? Because alcohol, I assume so. Alcohol will generally lead to inflammation. So most people will notice that they are, a little bit inflamed, or they could. It also can lead to dehydration if you're not drinking enough. So just make sure that you, like when I have a few beers, I always make sure I drink before bed. Drink some water, not a lot, because I don't want to, be up all night urinating. But I definitely drink. Just make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you get it, like the morning you get up, I would get in some electrolytes, some sodium, maybe some potassium. Hydrate right out of bed, and you might still have some inflammation. I don't know about the get injured part. It might just be a string of bad luck. Vinny P, what's up? Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Catching up a bit. Story of my life. Not lifting is a tragedy. Not lifting is trash, especially after a year I had under your guidance. Best year of training I've ever had. Thank you. I appreciate that. Vinny P was a client of mine. I appreciate that. Sincerely, I do. All right. Steel Rat. Team Massive stuff indeed sound great. Guess that's going to be my present to myself. Guys, if you can afford $9.99 a month or the one-time fee, please do. You guys want to peek at it? I'm going to show you a peek, okay? I'm going to show you a peek. This is insider stuff on Team Massive. Let me get it up. The website. Get your mind out of the gutter. Okay, so here's a sneak peek, and I'm going to remove this. This is at teammassiveiron.com, okay? So you have topics, topic of the day, and these are all different little groups or areas like a forum. Training intensity, this was today's topic, and I'm going to really be ramping this up. Random, where I'll post random things I post on social media for discussion. And what do we got? Articles. This is huge. I have literally over 200 articles and workout articles up here. Just a ton of stuff on everything. Workouts and PDFs. All my workouts and PDFs are going to be here in exclusive Massive Iron podcasts. So that's just going to be for members. We're going to have exclusive live events. There's a calendar, webinars for members only, live events for members only. We have groups. So the locker room for general discussion, group coaching home, Ask BHUD. You can ask me a question. We're going to have daily check-ins. Monday is Monday motivation. Wake up, let's go. It's Monday. We're going to talk about, you can gather, you can share your successes, failures, what you need to improve. Tuesday dinner table. This is a daily check-in where we're going to talk about meal planning, prep, nutrition, whatever. Wednesday is going to be workouts. We're going to talk about workouts, adjustments. Thursday is form checks. You can post up to 4 videos each week for review. It can be any lifts at all. Friday is Flex Friday. Share a success story. PR, Flex Friday picture before and after, whatever. Saturday, Struggle Saturday. You can come over on Saturday, share something you struggled with during the week, and maybe we can help you get on track as a group or community. You get body composition analysis. We have a 10-day lean and mean challenge group. Down here, I'm going to be adding courses. You also get access to the Team Massive Discord, and it has specialties. You can find other members that have a specialty, and you can connect with other members. Okay, so this isn't just a place where you get content. It's a place where you can connect with other members and interact. And there's going to be a lot of good stuff coming here. A lot of good stuff. I'm going to have articles every other week. I'm going to have a new article. We're going to have members only webinars, members only podcasts. And again, daily check-ins, resources, all my articles, all my workouts and PDFs, everything. So it's just going to be a huge, huge community. And again, that is at teammassive.com. And yes, it is a one-time fee, or it is there we go. It is a one-time fee or a monthly fee of $9.99. But you can do with it what you want. You can view it how you want. But it's a really good community right now, and I want to really grow it. It's going to be my push during the coming year. Where we at? Are you following the Soccer World Cup? More than because I'm not working at home. I have been. I have a game on, and I'll put it on my screen. I'll put it over on the side. And today, while I'm working, I'll be watching England and the UK on a side screen while I'm working. I've been watching it as much as I can. I watched part of France and Australia the other day. So kind of curious. One thing I'll say about soccer, I know a lot of my American friends are on the fence about it, but I will say this about American sports. Like, they become so damn bloated with commercials. So watching soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, don't hate me. It's kind of nice to watch a game without commercials, like endless commercials. Larry, who is the greatest MLB pitcher and player of your generation? J.R. Richard. I have an obsession with J.R. Richard. I think there's a documentary or some good information on YouTube about J.R. And if it wasn't for his stroke, I think he had the potential to become one of the greatest players of all time. I remember JR just for his domination. And it's probably the greatest pitcher of my life that I really, really remember. I remember Fernando's, brilliant start to his season, and Oral Hershiser's scoreless streak. Those guys are right up there as well. But I have a big place in my heart and my memories for J.R. Richard. Steel Rat goes to the gym. What is your take on foam rolling in the morning? This is something that I just talked about earlier about staying in your lane. I'm no expert on foam rolling. If something is stiff, I have no issues with you rolling it out. Just be careful about doing too much stretching or, foam rolling pre-workout. You don't want to kind of beat a muscle down at all. So other than that, use your best judgment. What kind of workout would you recommend for someone who is just starting out and is adamant about not spending more than 30 minutes? That's a tough one. You definitely wouldn't be doing the squat. You'd probably be doing dumbbells and machines. So mostly that, I'm not saying you couldn't do any barbell exercises, but dumbbells and machines, you can just grab and go. It's going to be pretty easy. There'll be less time in between exercises and sets. That's probably your best bet. What kind of routine? It would probably have to be custom built, but you'd look at your chest, your delts, your quads, your back, and your biceps and triceps at minimum, and maybe hamstrings. So you have 7 body parts. You have limited time in the gym, so that's not a lot to work with. You'd probably be doing 2 sets per exercise. So that's a general starting point. I hope that helped a little bit. All right. Oh, Force of Nature, game changer. Thank you. What is Force of Nature? I don't make any money off this guy, so just understand that. But I want to show you guys what Vinny is talking about. I use Force of Nature meats, and I do a lot of grinds, right? I do a lot of mince or whatever you call it, depending on where you're at. And the price is pretty reasonable. And I'll show you what I do if I can get it to load. Da, 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 da. Let's just cut things down. Go away. Cut things down to grinds. Okay, so they got grass-fed elk. I do that. I love the wild boar. Absolutely love it. Bison as well. I love it. These two are super lean, wild boar and bison. I don't do a lot of beef. I tend to do bison, boar, elk, some chicken, and ancestral chicken has like some organ meats. Ancestral venison has organ meats. I do venison and regenerative. So they have venison, just regular grass-fed venison. You're looking at 12 to 13 bucks for a pack. But when you get free shipping and all that kind of stuff, look, I don't. This might seem like an extravagance, but and again, I get nothing from this, but I use force of nature meats because I can get my diversity of food choices up. I can get some organ meats in the mix. They taste great. And for like 170 bucks, I got meat for like 3 weeks, and meat's not cheap, but these guys deliver quick. It's always quality. And I don't skimp on meat. I don't. I really do not skimp on meat, and I don't skimp on eggs. I'd rather cut back budget wise on other things, and it's not a necessity, in life. But I just really, really, take that seriously. 01 Omega. Squats and walking lunges are causing me to gas out. That's normal. What can I do and improve? Probably nothing. And I'm not being dismissive, but exercises like this, like squats, I've been doing them for 38 years. They never feel better. Like, yeah, you can never adjust from a cardiovascular standpoint because you're only doing them, for a minimum amount of work per week. It's not something you can do daily to improve endurance. So you just have to sit through it, suck it the bleep up, and just understand they're probably not going to improve, but you want to improve. What are you guys chewing on? I see you knuckleheads over there. You just want to try to improve, reps, weight, and just understand that they're probably going to suck. CKT Mexico hit the gym. Happy pooch indeed. John Paul. I'm new to bulking, so when is the right time to add extra calories to my ongoing calorie surplus? Well, check it. For those of you guys that need some help bulking, check out my book over at superlivingtoday.com. Just go over there and search bulk, and you'll get my bulk book. I also have, you can search this channel and get the bulking information for free. The book just has a lot more information. What are you guys doing? Hey, they're up to no good. Basically, you want to gain about 10 pounds over 3, 4, 5 months, somewhere in that range. It's hard to be super specific, but after the first couple of 4 or 5 days on a bulk, you want to focus on gaining about 10 pounds over 3, 4, 5 months. And from there, baby, could you check on him? He's chewing on something. What are you chewing on? Oh, he's chewing on his bone. Never mind. I thought he was chewing. They like to get Kleenex, and I thought he was chewing on one. So you want to gain about 10 pounds over 3, 4, 5 months, right? So when is a good time to bulk? When it makes sense for you. Usually when you're starting a new program, the first couple of weeks, you're going to be easing into the program, but after that, you're going to be rolling. So guys, keep the questions coming. I'll stay on as long as you guys got questions. So post them up now. We got a lot in the queue yet, but I just want to encourage you guys to get them in before it's too late. How to fix left side strength imbalances? You can't, and you won't. And this is a very common question. Most lifters have one side stronger than the other. I have had one side stronger than the other for 38 years. When you are starting out, that difference is going to feel more extreme. But as you get really strong, one side might be a couple reps weaker than the other. That's okay. Don't just do the normal stuff. You're not going to fix that imbalance. I've never seen anybody fix that imbalance. It's going to stay there. It's just going to become more and more minimized as you move along. Favorite bench accessory? What has worked for me is bench, dumbbell bench. I like to do plate loaded chest press. I've also added in guillotine presses over the years. Now, don't panic. A guillotine, I'm not bringing it all the way down to my neck. I'm leaving it, I don't know, about 6 inches above my neck, arms flared, feeling the chest right about here, not close to my neck, and pressing up. So I can get a really good pec stretch when I do that. One of my favorite bench accessories. Of course, a lot of close grips, and over the years, I've used a lot of chains, and I've used the slingshot. I really like to overload my triceps when working the bench. Another big bench accessory is getting your overhead presses as strong as you can. You're seated and dumbbell, barbell, or standing, whatever you want to use. Are you watching Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power? No, we are not. There's so much chaos around it that I've been a little bit nervous to tune in. Um, we live in a really weird world where some things are woke and some people are hyper reactive to anything that smells like woke. So you never know what you're getting yourself into. Like there's been some things I've watched where people said, don't watch it, it's woke, and you just watch it and it's kind of normal. So we kind of have an imbalance on both sides. We have a kind of an overly woke side and an overly reactive to woke side. And it can really taint the pool when you're trying to just sit back and watch something. But, things like Lord of the Rings and She-Hulk, where there's a lot of chatter online about it just being too far from the source material, I'm a little bit nervous. What types of light exercises would you recommend when someone is injured? I don't really, I don't want you to move to light exercises. I want you to do, first off, you do the exercises you're doing if you can, but lighten the load. If an exercise simply can't be done because of an injury, you don't really, you just drop it. But I just can't say do this exercise, right? Every injury is different. So if your chest feels like crap on dumbbell bench, but it's okay on regular bench, you just do regular bench and you do whatever exercises you can do. If one allows you to do some lighter work, on that exercise, you do it. Is walking enough to maintain muscle? No, not at all. Anytime you get away from the gym, you're going to lose muscle mass over time. You want to do whatever you can do to encourage muscle retention without aggravating the injury or making it worse. Big Bill. Hello, big hair regular dude, massive crew. Enjoyed the big Thanksgiving meal and lots of brewskis. We'll probably be back on the lifting train when I return to DC. Hydrate, get your carbotrons in, get your sodium and potassium. Treble Clef Jones. If I use a mixed grip for deadlifts when going heavy, is this a cop-out? No, not at all. Should I be able to hang on without slippage? No. Like, I can't double overhand, my deadlift. Wait, I can't. What I would strongly suggest for you, though, Mr. Trouble, is to get VersaGrip Pros. I can double overhand my VersaGrip Pros, and I can double overhand my deads on VersaGrip Pros. More than grip issues, this is going to help you prevent elbow tendonitis. And this is a huge issue you guys need to take seriously because you're going to pick it up. And I would get VersaGrip Pros. They're $70. Mine have lasted 15 years. They just simply last. And they are going to save you so much pain. If you do not use them, you are going to, probably a 99% chance, you're going to, don't you chew on that. Guess who's chewing on your Christmas decoration? Yeah. Sorry. If you don't use them, there's a good chance you're going to pick up elbow tendonitis. Just want to share my experience for improving my deadlift form. I took light weights and a camera and played with shoulder, butt, feet position. Helped me a lot. When it comes to the hips coming up on a deadlift, you gotta really work on that. It's a discipline. It's just sloppiness and not being aware of it's point number one, and then being aware of it and working on it. Juan just signed up for coaching, and I appreciate that. Juan, on a short 3-day a week, is it worth adding arm work? No, you want to do some arm work. If you're pressed for time, the best thing to do would be to put 2 easy tricep exercises in, like bookends, on your 3-day split, and in the middle doing like maybe a rest pause dumbbell. So that could be any dumbbell, or a rest pause bicep exercise. Like you could do a cable curl, boom, 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 knock out 12, rest 10 seconds, knock out some more. So you want to do some bicep, or you want to do some arm work, but I would probably bookend, do some tricep work on the side days, and then the middle day, some bicep work, maybe cable tricep extensions, maybe skull destroyers with a fixed easy bar for the triceps. And in the middle day, maybe a fixed easy bar, knock out some easy bar 21s or curls or machine curls or whatever. But I would definitely find a way to work that in at minimum. And Juan said, I can't wait to restart coaching. Thank you. I appreciate that. Juan was with me. Juan just came back, and I'm looking forward to helping. And again, if you guys need coaching, head over to my Instagram, check the link in my bio. You can go straight to the Black Friday deals, or you can DM me on Instagram. The cost is low. I'm with you every single day, 6 days a week, and I'm going to do what I can to help you guys out. Absolutely do what I can to help you guys out. So if you're interested in coaching, I got a few openings. Those are gonna fill up really quickly this weekend, and I keep my number of clients a little bit loose. I mean, it's around a certain number, and I don't really let it stray too far from that number, because I only have so many hours in the day. But I am probably 3 or 4 low on that right now. So if you guys are interested, for Black Friday, sign up. I'll make it worth your while. Raphael, soccer is very fast paced and nonstop. The crowd is electrying. Every 4 years isn't bad to watch. We have a team in Cincinnati called FC Cincinnati, and I'd be curious to go see the games, because I'm a baseball guy, and I like watching ice hockey as well. I just don't have time to watch it. Hockey is very exciting and action paced. I'll be curious to see FC Cincinnati. They got in the playoffs this year. Don't you guys chew on Christmas decorations? You're going to get in trouble with your mother. Victor, hope all is good. Thank you, sir. For early intermediate lifters, do you recommend weekly exercise variation, like having a week A and a week B? I do. I really do. Not on all lifts. This isn't a rule. So anybody listening, you don't have to rotate exercises. But like if you want to do bench every week, that's great. If you want to rotate between dumbbell bench and dips every other week as your, like a secondary exercise, that's fine. Or maybe dumbbell bench and plate loaded bench, or maybe incline bench and plate loaded bench, or incline bench and dips, or whatever. You can rotate in variations. I wouldn't have more than 2, and I wouldn't get more than 2 weeks out from working a variation. That allows you to maintain good progression and a good connection with the exercise. Actually, there's little downside to having some exercise variation built into a program. It's good for you mentally, because you get a little bit of variety. And it's also good from a hypertrophy standpoint, because every exercise hits a muscle group a little bit differently. So instead of just thinking in like body parts like chest, let's think of all the ways we can really hit chest with quality exercises. That's the mentality that I use. That's the massive iron way. Juan, AMP. Sorry, Juan, I wasn't sure if that got cut off or not. Miguel, why do people say strength and size do not go together? Because they're ignorant. They really are. Like, I never chase strength, but as you chase progression, strength grows. And if strength isn't growing, then you're not chasing progression. You can chase finite progression methods like volume, but you can't add volume indefinitely, right? You can chase rest pause, and I like rest pause as a training method, but you can't. That has a limit. We also know this year an important study showed that the strongest powerlifters are almost always the biggest. Size and strength go hand in hand. That's what this channel is about. Power building, getting as big and as strong as humanly possible. If you don't want to get strength, that's fine. I'm still here to help you get big. But if you want to get big, know that there's gonna need to be a focus on progression. Cloak Hall, you said you had a few pounds to gain. If you said that you had a few pounds to gain, if so, why didn't you push for the last? Oh, I did push for the last percent. But I mean, trust me, I pushed. I gave everything. My last 15 years of training was ridiculous. But here's the thing, and this might help you guys understand natural potential. Okay, you can push like me for 38 years, hard training, and still fall short of your natural potential. Okay, why? I'm training hard. Why didn't I hit my natural potential? Why didn't I go closer to my natural potential? Here's why. Because this is a general rule, and this is not, this is a general concept. It's not a carved in stone rule. But if you get to 95% of your natural potential, you're always going to have a weak area. Okay. You're always going to have a weak area. Did I train calves incredibly hard over the last 38 years? Abs, obliques, rear delts. What are my weak areas, right? You get to that level, you're going to have weak areas or areas you don't train. So, are we ever truly to our potential? No. Did I push hard? Yes. Are there some weak areas I could bring up, like in a bodybuilding standpoint? Yes, there certainly are. Am I ever going to bring them up? No, I'm not. I'm close enough. I look good. I'm happy with how I look. I'm happy with my muscularity. All is well for me. Due to my busy schedule, I've been training muscles every 9 days, but getting the same results once a week. That's fine. Once you get to 10 or more days away from a big lift, I get a little bit nervous because the connective tissue tends to weaken more than the muscles, meaning if you're too far away from a big lift, like squats or bench, I get worried about the connective tissue being a little bit behind, if that makes sense. The muscle might be able to move the weight, but the connective tissue might be a little bit behind the curve, and I don't want you guys to get injured. That's fine. Usually 8 days is about the max. I'd like to see someone work. 9 days is okay. 10 days, you get to 10 days, I'll be like, we need to make some programming adjustments. Miguel, good strength numbers for big natty physique. I have a video on this channel. I'm not trying to be dismissive, but Miguel, I'll help you guys find it. Okay. Let me just pull up the front of my channel and let me share the screen. I'll help you guys find this. I want you guys to look for this right now or when the video is done. You go over to the main page, search strength standards. Okay. And this one right here, strength standards for building mass, a detailed guide, men and women. This is a brilliant. Whoop, we got an ad. This is a brilliant video. Let me just show you something. It has a real good advice for men and women. And Faz was with me on this video, but we go into bench, dips, chins, barbell, dumbbell row, squat, dead, RDL, overhead press, dumbbell overhead press, curly whirlies, and close grips. So we really get into some information. So go over to the main page and search strength standards. I'm close to a 315 bench. Thank you. That's a brilliant bench. Nice work. Thoughts on the Henry strap by Mark Bell. What is the Henry strap? So here's the thing. I love my bench press slingshot device. Henry strap. I love my bench press slingshot device from Mark Bell. Okay. The Henny strap. Okay, the Henny strap. Okay, sorry, I read that as Henry. That's how clueless I am. All right, let me show you guys what we're looking at. All right, so I love Mark Bell's slingshot, the bench slingshot. Mine is 15 years old and it still holds up. I think his wrist straps are crap. Mine are frayed and they're just cheap. They're cheap. There's the Henny belt. I don't know. What are we doing here? I see. That's fine if you want to do stuff like that, whatever. What's the cost on this thing? $180? Wow. Yeah, I guess if you want to spend $180, I'm just a little bit surprised. I don't know the complete value. I am putting together Massive Fitness equipment will be launching very soon. And I have something called bulldozer arms, which attach to your rack, and you can do all kinds of things. And the crazy thing for me is that, they're going to be like adding a ton of machines to your home gym. I don't know, man. I mean, $180 for those just to be able to do like a press. I would have to learn more about it. I'm not educated enough to be intelligent on their use. So I kind of feel like you might be able to rig something together cheaper. I don't know. Does seat height matter on machine chest press or flies? I've played with it a bit. Not more than, only as long as it feels comfortable for you. You just want it to feel comfortable. Don't try to micromanage things, to try to feel a little bit more this way or that way. Don't get into that world. Just find a comfortable height and focus on progression. Bread and Gatorade, hi. Or HL. LKJ at 2. You recommend intermediates bulk at 1 pound a month. I recommend anybody bulk about 10 pounds over the course of 3, 4, 5 months. Check out my book on bulking at superlivingtoday.com. I don't care. I've changed how I view bulking over the years. And I don't care what level you're at. I am a fan of gaining 10 pounds over 3, 4, 5 months. And then at that time, reassessing whether you want to do a quick 10-pound mini cut and get back at it. So there's little downside even for an intermediate. You're not getting more than 10 pounds away from your base weight. And it's fun to eat in a surplus 10 months out of the year. And if you're pretty proficient at doing a mini cut, this is definitely the way to go. Athlete X once said, when it comes to barbell bench and rows, a good cue is to bend the bar. That's actually how I got my name, Ben the Barman. It's not from deadlifts. On the bench, what you want to think about, one of the biggest mistakes people make is no control during the eccentric. And then they kind of bounce a little bit off their chest. You want to control it down and then press it up. So if you're not staying tight while you're lowering it, in the hole, you really want to use that chest, right, to help you get it off your the bar off your chest. You want to use more of the chest. So if you're not controlling it down and you're bouncing it a little bit, you're using a little bit of bad momentum, unwanted momentum. What I suggest is think about rowing the bar towards your chest or rowing it towards your chest. That should help. On a barbell row, you want to think of like an MMA, mixed martial arts elbow strike, like driving your elbow back to move the weight. Treble Clef Jones wrote down the VersaGrips. Thank you. You're welcome. And trust me, I don't have any horse, in this race, but they will save you a lot of pain over time. When you say 3 years of proper training and nutrition to reach 90%, that's not 3 years of bulking. Well, it really depends on where you start. I didn't cut during my first 3 years of lifting. I just had sustained weight gain. So I went from 152 to 155. I don't know. I wasn't weighing myself every day. So I'm in that range to like 185 over 2.5, 3 years. So I gained like 30 pounds. If I had to do it over again, would I do it differently? Yeah, I would probably have went from like, I probably would have worked in a mini cut maybe once a year, maybe once every 8 months of only like 10 pounds, just to stay leaner. But, the bottom line is not many guys are going to get 90% of their natural potential over the course of 3 years. It is possible, but you got to work really, really hard. And not a lot of guys can do that right out of the gate because, I'm not saying this out of arrogance. It's just, it helps to work with somebody that's working really hard. So you understand what it takes to work hard, what the level of hard work is required to achieve your natural potential that quickly. Does that make sense? Paul, if really focusing on bench numbers for a spell, is it okay to go to maintenance mode on other big lifts for recovery? I would not do that. If you're focusing on bench, your reserves aren't going to be that taxed where it's going to, if anything, if you go wimpy on the other lifts, you're going to be, reducing your bench power because overhead presses really help with bench strength. Triceps really help with bench. I would not do that at all. I would definitely not. You can have a specialization program while still pushing on other things, but I would always push on other things. When I bench, I feel I'm going to pull a muscle on my mid back. Is that normal? Yeah, absolutely. One of the most common things for me when I bench is feeling like I'm going to pull a muscle in my back. It's super common, because I tend to be tighter in that area than I think. So definitely not unusual. 01, I couldn't afford the VersaGrips, so I got a similar product. That's great. Whatever you can get, Cobra grips, whatever is out there. I would sell a kidney. I would go, and right now I would, donate. I would sell your blood. I would sell your whatever you can sell, extra toe, whatever you can sell on eBay. Sell something, get the VersaGrip Pros. Some trainers recommend maintenance phases. If we switch between bulking and cutting and ignore the maintenance, no, you're not missing out on anything. A lot of this just really depends on what's happening in your life and what makes sense. Basically, you're going to have a phase where I talk about bulking 3, 4, 5 months, gaining 10 pounds over 3, 4, 5 months. Okay. This is going to be, you're on a new program and you're going to be running it hard for that 3, 4, 5 months, and you're going to be bulking during that. After that, you could go into maintenance if you want, if you're going to start a new program, or if you want to take like a 2-week period where, let's say you ran a bulk for 4 months, you gained 10 pounds. Everything's going well, training's going well. And like now you got like Christmas coming up and you got like 2 weeks you're in limbo, right? And you're going to start a new program on January 1st. You're kind of in limbo. And maybe you want to let your muscles kind of recover a little bit without pushing, or let a few lick your wounds a little bit. You can work in a maintenance stage if it makes sense in the bigger context of your programming. Does that make sense? Don't arbitrarily add stuff in. But you can definitely add it in if it makes sense, if you're waiting to fire up a new program. When Steve didn't know any science, fancy programming back in college, he still made more gains than 99% of the science gurus. Yeah, it's true, because what I posted today, I'm not. It's not bragging, but I want to stress to you guys what I posted today on Instagram is so very important, and let me share it with you guys, because I really want you guys to hear this, and I really, really think it's super important if you want to build as much muscle as possible. I grew up in an era where lifters were training with passion, with focus, and with a great degree of intensity. All I saw, I didn't have the internet. And I'm not saying my generation was better than yours, but all I saw were these guys going hard, hard, hard in the gym. Everyone, to varying degrees, but they were all going hard. They weren't worrying about it. They just loved what they were doing. They were going hard. They were grinding. They were pushing. They were supersetting. They were drop setting. They were just getting after it. That was my baseline. That was my reality. That was my foundation. That's what the only thing I knew that would forge results. That's how I trained. And I think to some degree, we are detached from that in this era. Not everybody. The guys that are making great progress, like Bald Omni Man and Jeffrey Verity Schofield, and they're training like this, So that's why I have a video called "Fuck Your Program." Yes, workouts are important. Quality workouts are important, but there's so much more that's even more important than what program you use. And we have to temper things wisely so we don't get injured. But we need to have a little bit of borderline insanity, a little bit. I'm not talking about bad insanity, like a little bit borderline obsession, right? Vince, been doing 2 times a week frequency for almost 6 years. Want to go to a bro split for more recovery? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Don't fall into the belief pit that a bro split will limit your gains. It'll give you more recovery. One step you could do, Vince, if you don't want to go full on in, is to do my lube program. Don't be afraid of the word lube. It is lower L, upper U, B, back, and E, extra, extra upper. So you have a lower legs day. You have two upper body workouts, upper A, upper B, and then you have a back day and a legs day. Lube, okay? Lower, back, upper, extra upper. So that's a stepping stone. You can put legs on their own day. Once a week for legs is plenty for me. Back, I go hard on back day. Once a week on back day is plenty for me. That could be a stepping stone. So just don't rule that out. Let me know if you have any questions on that. Gone against your advice, and I didn't track isolations anymore, but I'm still making gains. I like to track everything, and there's no downside to tracking, and I think it's a good habit to get in. I'm not going to scold you, and you can still make gains without tracking, but I think once people get too far away from monitoring their own progress, they open the door to chaos. So I highly encourage you guys to track everything. Big Bill, haven't been since last Tuesday. Next one will be tomorrow. So what do we got? Alexa, how many days has it been since last Tuesday?
Last Tuesday was 9 days ago.
So 10 would be tomorrow. You're still pretty safe, Bill. Just back down a little bit if you have to. Steel Rat, how's it going, Steel? Thanks for the answers. You bet. Go smash those chesticles. I'm going to go work on back soon. Then I'll get back to client work. You headed up?
Yeah, we're going downstairs to do some work.
Oh, you're going to do work? What time are you leaving?
Oh, about 2:30.
Okay. I might come do back.
Mm-hmm.
And then get back to client work so I can I'm going to try to do my back work so I can watch the USA lose at soccer. You want to come watch a soccer game?
Maybe another time.
Maybe
Another time.
There's
yeah.
only one person in this house who's less of a fan of soccer than I am.
My brother played soccer, so I spent many cold mornings watching that.
I've watched 2 whole soccer games from start to finish in my life.
Well, I'm exempt because I watched many of them.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'll see you in just a minute. About my new maintenance phase question earlier, I just heard that if you cut newly gained muscle, no, this is just a modern super hype paranoia thing. It's silly. It's silly. Once you gain that strength and that muscle, your body's not that fragile where it's just going to dissipate. And even if you go to a cut, if you get your squat up to 315 and then you go on a cut's just going to be a short period of time, a mini cut, so you're going to kind of dip and then you'll get back into things. A mini cut, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks max, you can lose that much muscle even if you stop lifting. This stuff is so overbaked and so over worried and so bullshit. Don't go down that path, guys. The body's not that fragile. The body's not that fragile. It's not. I never see anybody lose muscle mass because they went into a cut. What this is really about is training hard, being passionate, going hard. And if you do that, all good things are coming to you and all this stuff. All right, guys, last question. We're about an hour and a half in. If you have any more questions, post them up now. Usually before I go, I have a few questions. So I'll stay on as long as you guys want. Post up your questions now. Post them up now while I'm babbling. Could you recommend a split where I can fit in benching 3 times a week? I'm not a big fan of benching 3 times a week. So could you do it? Yes. Would it have to be a custom program? Yes. I've never built a program where I don't want you to, I don't like encouraging overuse injuries, and overuse injuries are using the same lift over and over again. You could do bench press, dumbbell bench, close grip bench. You could do variations. I'm not a fan of benching 3 times a week. I'm just simply not. I would not encourage it. I do not think it's the best way for building a bench. I do not think it's the best option to stave off overuse injuries. And I've never built one, and I will never build one like that. I just don't think it's the best way for bodybuilding or muscle building. You bet. You absolutely bet. I appreciate you guys. And while I'm going to wait just a second here before I hop off, I want to remind you guys, and if any questions come in the meantime, I will. Hold on a second. I'm pulling something up. All right. I'm going to share something with you guys and post your questions now. If I get any more questions, I'll answer them as soon as I'm done with this quick spiel. Okay. Please head over to my Instagram and the link in my bio. You can view all Black Friday deals all this weekend. You get a free book when you join Team Massive this weekend only. And here are some Friday deals. Okay. If you click on the link on my link tree on Instagram, or I'm going to paste it up here for you guys. There it is. Okay. I'll post that back up at the end. I just want to cover this real quick and post up your questions. I'll get to them. The Massive Collection. This is my new book that I've released this weekend. 354 pages. This is a monster filled with tons of programs, muscle building programs, strength building programs, squat building programs, tons of bench programs. A big sale I have this weekend is legit. I never reduced my custom workout design this low. This weekend, only $49. If you want me to build you a custom workout, there you have it. I have my regular coaching. And if you want to commit to a long-term and get 3 months, I have 6 months, get 2 months free, and 12 months, get 5 months free. My Massive t-shirts, $14.99. I have my Way, $33.99. These are physical books. Massive Iron Extended Edition, $29.99. Flags, I dropped $10, etc. So check that stuff out this weekend, especially the workout assessment and especially the new book. If you don't want to do the long-term commitment, go to coaching and coaching options, and there's a 3-month commitment there. So, all right, what do we got left? I'm trying to lock down my form intensity for 2 days is very low. You could have a practice day, but I would use close grip bench, to be honest, in the middle. You bet. There's a link. Black Friday. Have a good weekend. Thank you guys sincerely. I don't want to get too sappy, but you guys have given me the opportunity to do this for a living, and I can't thank you enough. I really can't. It has completely changed my life. And talk about Thanksgiving and what you're thankful for. I live an absolute dream, and I'm thankful for each and every one of you. And I will work my ass off and give you guys everything I can every week. I give Team Massive everything I can. I give my coaching clients everything I can, and I'll give you guys everything I can until I drop dead. So I sincerely appreciate the support, guys. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a good weekend. Kick ass, and go Team USA. Go Team USA.
It's not almost over. You're not almost there. You're not almost there. You're not almost there.